Welcome back to Coffee to Cigars. I know it's been a minute. Clearly have had some changes in my life over the last few months. So I'm coming to you from my apartment in Vegas for this segment. Today we are going to be talking about Black Cat Espresso. So this is actually an espresso roast. It is not what you would typically do for like a coffee roast, but we all know I like dark coffees. I like dark blends. So we're going to make this like a French press today. I'm going to go into more detail about this particular brand and everything once we actually brew the coffee. We're going to brew the coffee first, and then we'll go into the second part of this, which will be our fitness questions. So for those of you that are new to this segment, this is about lifestyle, not so much bodybuilding related, but just general fitness lifestyle questions. So if you have any questions that you'd like me to answer, this is the place to do it. Go ahead and comment below. Make sure that you like, comment, subscribe, share this with your friends. I get, 2, 3, 4 questions every time I do this segment that I go ahead and I answer for you. So first thing we're going to do though is we are going to brew this particular coffee. I have not tried this before. I ordered it from Target because it was on Instacart and it was easy to do. So we're gonna just give it a shot and see what we think. Frankly, I just liked the packaging. That's why I got it. Y'all know I like a dark roast, so I figured this would work. And it says that it's notes of dark chocolate, raw sugar, and marshmallow. So it's a little bit sweet, maybe. So we'll see. Now y'all know I have issues with opening up these bags. So let me see if I can figure it out. I think it's got a little pull tab here. That's what this looks like. Look at that. Wow, that's actually really cool. The things I get amused by, right? That was an easy way to open up this container. Oh my gosh. Look at that. Wow, I am so impressed. I haven't even had the coffee and I am so impressed with how you actually open up the bag. Coffee manufacturers, take note. That was really easy. Oh my God, that smells so good. It smells sweet. It's definitely dark. I can tell it's dark. It smells sweet. Well, let's see how this goes. So, I have been doing pretty much strictly French presses at this point. It's just fresh coffee every time versus doing a full pot. So we're gonna do that today. I got my handy dandy little grinder here. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab my scoop. And since I'm just doing it for myself today, I'm going to do, I think 3. 1, maybe I'll do 4. 2, 3, yeah, I'm gonna do 4. 4, yeah, 4 of these, which is, I think this is a tablespoon. Pretty sure. I think it's a tablespoon. Came with the grinder. And then look at that. Look at how, oh my gosh, I am so impressed. I'm so impressed with just the simplest things. Simple things amaze me and amuse me. Okay. Now I did look on their website prior to doing this, and they recommend a fine ground because again, this is an espresso. I am brewing it like a cup of coffee, not an espresso, but I'm still gonna finely grind it. I put it in this grinder for about 10 seconds. That gets me really finely ground. So that's what we're gonna do here. So now that it's ground, I'm gonna be honest, it smells a little bit bitter. It smelled sweet when it was just the bean. Now it smells a little bit bitter. So let's see what this is going to be tasting like. And it's a very light bean, actually, now that I've opened it up. I thought it was a lot darker based on the smell, but it's actually, if you can see this, here, I'll show you. See that? See how light that grind is? Usually it's much darker, especially for a dark roast. So. All right, I'm gonna boil my water with my handy dandy pot. Okay, I've got my hot water, boiling hot water. Doing just enough so we have a cup, that's all. And I'm gonna stir it for a minute. I think I'm actually gonna put more beans in here. I feel like it's gonna need a little bit more strength, just based on the color of the beans. We'll see. I'm gonna dump. So that was probably double. That was probably another 3 or 4 scoops. I'm just kind of eyeballing it at this point because I just feel like it's going to need some more strength to it. I could be completely wrong, and this could be really powerful, but just based on my experience, the darker the bean, the stronger it is, so we will see. Maybe I'll be surprised. If I'm not, this is going to be one hell of a strong coffee. It's interesting. Not what I was expecting at all. So, let's see. Let's see. Okay, let's see. I can still smell a little bit of the sweetness. But I don't get any of the dark chocolate at all. So, let's see. That's interesting. Hang on. What does this say? Notes of dark chocolate, raw sugar, and marshmallow. I can pick up on the raw sugar, but not the dark chocolate or the marshmallow. I was not expecting the beans to be this light colored. And it is almost like a syrupy. It tastes like a flavored coffee, not a brew. Does that make sense? Now maybe this is because I'm doing this as a coffee French press and not as an espresso, but I feel like as an espresso it should be stronger. It's almost like it's almost like a sweetness, like a syrupy sweetness to it. It's not syrupy because it's not like I didn't add sugar to it, you know, but it's almost like a syrupy sweetness, which I could see some people enjoying, but that's just not my cup of tea, not my cup of coffee. I'm gonna give this a minute to kind of affect me. See if it's just like, I don't know. This was not what I was expecting when I opened up the bag. Well, let's go have a seat at my computer and pull up the website, take a little bit better look at this company, and then we'll go through some fitness questions. Sound good? All right, so we've got the website up. This is Intelligentsia. No, that's not it. Intelligentsia. There we go. Intelligentsia. That's how you pronounce it. My husband is Spanish, so Intelligentsia. Spanish. Anyway, this is not Spanish. Let's move on. The story begins in 1995. Doug Zell and Emily Mange just wanted freshly roasted coffee. It was really that simple. And after moving from San Francisco to Chicago, they found that great tasting coffee in their new city was surprisingly elusive. So this is based out of Chicago. They have their whole backstory on here. Yeah. One bag of Black Cat at a time, building slowly. So, gotta love that it's a home, United States company. Let's go to the actual brew. So, one thing I do like about their website is that they show how to brew it. They tell you how to brew it, which is good. And I'll be the first one to say, I did not brew it according to their instructions because this is an espresso and I didn't do an espresso. So it says we recommend that your finished espresso should weigh 2.5 times as much as your coffee dose, which provides an excellent total extraction level and maximizes flavor pulled out of the ground coffee. What? Is that right? Maximizes flavor pulled out of the ground coffee. Yeah. Oh, pulled out of the ground coffee. There we go. For espresso, we recommend a fine grind, setting 1 if you're ordering from their actual site as far as ordering it ground. So you want to weigh it. 18 grams of coffee yields 45 grams. So again, I did a full French press. Espresso is much, much smaller. Ground coffee, make an even better coffee in the filter, blah, blah, blah. So it tells you everything to do that, and details on how to brew and all of that, which is great. This is if you're doing an espresso machine, everything too. So I will use the caveat of this is supposed to be an espresso, and I just assumed I could do it as a coffee. It's based out of, let's see, the details, Brazil, semi-washed since 2006, as they've been getting it from there. And again, dark chocolate, raw sugar, marshmallow. Now, a syrupy sweet espresso blend has been the staple of our lineup since the very beginning. This is their mainstay. I will be the first to say this is not something I would buy again. Sorry, just not my thing. Don't hate me. It just, again, it tastes like a flavored coffee. It doesn't taste like a coffee that's been like cultivated this way. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. Yeah, not my thing. I'll drink it for today. I'll drink it for today. I can use the caffeine. There's that. Can't go wrong with caffeine. So, but again, I will use the caveat of I did not do this as an espresso. I did this as a French press. So that could be the reason why it doesn't taste great. But again, just that underlying sweetness to it is not my thing. Now, if you like sweet coffees, this might be the right brew for you. This is just not me. I like bolder, darker roasts versus the sweetness to it. So dark chocolate, raw sugar, and marshmallow. I should have known. I guess I could have called that. The one thing I will say that has been better than every other coffee that I've done so far is how you open up their bag. So kudos to you on that engineering. Every other coffee company out there should follow your lead because that was amazing. So there you go. All right, so let's move on to our questions for today. Got a handful in. I'm going to address a couple of them. What are your favorite face and body skin treatments and products? So I thought this was actually a very good lifestyle kind of question because your skin is the largest organ in your body, and so many people don't take care of it. It is so important to take care of your skin. So it happens from the inside out, though. It happens from your nutrition. If your nutrition is crap, your skin is going to be crap. You can see a lot of things about your diet and how you process foods in your skin as well. A good example of that is I have a slight sensitivity to peanuts. Whenever I eat peanuts, I get breakouts on my face every time. It doesn't really affect me digestively. Like I don't have an issue with processing it in my gut, but I see it in my skin. So this is a real thing. Like if you see effects of your skin due to, environmental factors or, what you're eating and things like that, that's the first thing to having good skin is what you eat. Water. Water, 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 water. Water is huge. Being hydrated is huge for your skin, again, inside out. You can put all the topicals on that you want. It's not going to do anything if you're not right from the inside out. So take care of your diet and nutrition first. There's lots of vitamins out there and things like that are helpful for that now. I do take a handful of supplements. Again, I'm sponsored by Prozis, and I use all of their products for healthy skin as well. I can put some of the links in the description box below for some of the ones that I do take on a daily basis. That is from the inside out. Now, when it comes to the actual face itself, there's a couple of different steps that I do. First of all, you never, ever, 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 ever want to go to sleep with makeup on, ever. So if you wear makeup, just make sure that you take it off fully before you go to bed, okay? The micellar water will definitely help with that. I've seen a huge difference in using that to take my makeup off as far as getting the makeup fully off. You can wash your face and everything too, but that micellar water will actually break down the makeup even further and take it off. That is the easiest way to get eye makeup off, by the way. If you have issues with getting eye makeup off, because I do, my eye makeup stays like perfectly, so that gets it off really well. And then also toner. So use a toner. For me, I have dry skin, so I use a hydrating toner. That's really, really important. This is going to be different for every person based on your skin and your skin's needs. My skin is very dry, so again, I need stuff that's going to hydrate. That's very important to make sure that my skin stays nice and plump and youthful. With that too, when you're washing your face, you do want to exfoliate your face a couple times a week. Not every day, okay? And we're talking about very fine exfoliation, that these products that are used specifically for your face and not your body. Those are too hard on your facial skin, right? So make sure that you're exfoliating your face, twice a week, no more than that, because those little micro cuts in your skin and things like that, it can damage your skin if you're doing more than a couple times a week. But that will really help with the actual texture of your skin. So again, when you're exfoliating, then you do your toner. Use the micellar water if you need to get off your makeup. Then at that point, it's like, this is where it gets very individualized, right? I do use serums and things like that. I use a vitamin C serum. That typically goes on first, and then I use my facial moisturizer on top of that. Every time that you put a new step on, you wait about a minute in between each step so that it actually can absorb into your skin, all of that. Those things are really important. And then when you actually go to put your makeup on, having a good primer for your foundation is very important too, because that primer will fill in any pores and things like that. So that overall is going to lead to a better result as far as what your skin looks like just day to day. I use a lot of hydrating things because, again, my skin is very, very dry. So hydration is very important. Again, water, inside out, water is very important, right? I kind of shy away from giving too many specific product advice because everybody's skin is different. So you need to go and talk to your dermatologist or whatever it may be in order to get the right combination for you. But that tends to be a good mix of products right there. Okay, we're talking about your body lotion. Again, hydrating lotion. You definitely want to exfoliate on your body. Same concept as your face. Exfoliate a couple times a week. No more than that. Don't want to ruin your skin. Don't want to rough up your skin too much. But you do want to get that outer layer off with exfoliation, and make sure you put lotion on too every day. I put lotion on when I get out of the shower every single day. That just absorbs and puts the moisture back into your skin, helps to heal your skin. For me, I'm 43 years old. I have had, knock on wood somewhere, I've had 0 skin issues because I've taken really good care of my skin, again, from the inside out. So that would be my suggestion. You don't necessarily need to have prescription strength stuff if you don't have any skin problems, but if you have some skin problems, that's when I would go and talk to like your dermatologist and things along that line. Healthy skin indicates that you are healthy from the inside out. So Healthy skin starts from the inside out too. And if you're having skin problems, a lot of those can come from your guts. They can come from hormonal issues. So rather than trying to treat them topically, sometimes you have to treat them from the inside out. So I would suggest if you're having any skin problems, go get blood testing done and things like that too, to make sure that your hormone panel is in place. You could have some thyroid issues or whatever it might be. Imbalances with your testosterone, things like that. So that's where I would start if you're having issues. But when it comes to products, again, I don't want to give specific recommendations, but that's a general regimen, if you will, for your face and for your body. Okay. So this was a good question. What am I currently reading? This particular person wants some recommendations on what to read. I am going to be the first one to tell you I am not somebody who reads. I'm sorry. I'm just not that person. I learn better orally. I absorb things better orally, which is through the ears, listening. Everybody learns a little bit differently too. So I have my degree in education. I went to school for music education. Everybody has different modes of learning. Some people are visual, some people are tactile, some people auditory, that kind of thing. I learn best by listening, so I don't actually read a lot. I do listen to a lot of podcasts and educational information that way. That's how I absorb material best. When I'm sitting here and just reading like a document or something like that, I don't absorb it very well. I'll be the first one to tell you, if I'm reading a document, I have to go back and read it 3, 4, 5 times before I actually take in all the information. I think this is something that has changed for me as I've gotten older. When I was younger, I used to read a lot. I I just don't anymore. I think I have a lot of also like almost ADD tendencies, because I can't just sit still and read. I have a hard time with that. I'm better off like listening to a podcast while I'm doing something with my hands, right? Clearly I design suits and all that kind of stuff. So I like to be using my hands all the time. So I'm better off doing something to keep my body occupied while I'm listening and keeping my brain occupied. So I would also suggest, if you're not a reader, to find ways that you can continue your education and continue to learn that work for you. You don't have to try and fit a square peg into a round hole, meaning if you're not somebody who can sit down and read a book, don't be a person that can sit down and read a book. That's okay. Like I said, I used to do that all the time when I was a kid. I sat in the library for hours when I was young, but I just don't do that anymore. And I think it's probably a product of society and just how our brains are wired now. And it's hard for me to sit still, but like I said, what I do is I listen to a lot of podcasts and things like that. So most of the podcasts that I listen to have to do with fitness, nutrition, but also like actual personal growth and things like that too. I listen to a lot of financial podcasts, all stuff that's going to help me with my business, things like that is what I listen to. Design stuff, because clearly I do suits and stuff like that too, but I listen to other people, like artistic people, people that do like interior design, things like that. I like to listen to stuff like that too. So whatever I am actually reading, not reading, but listening to, it's usually something that's going to help further me with my education in one way or another. It's a how-to, or it's a how they did it or something like that. I don't really listen to things just to listen to things. Like I know a lot of people like, romance novels or mystery books or whatever. I know that a lot of people like that stuff. That's just not me. I don't use that time for like an escape from reality. I use it to make my reality better, if that makes sense. So just some way to kind of think about this a little bit differently, right? Cool if you like to read, that's cool. That's just not me. I guess maybe I'm just a little bit ADD. A little bit. The coffee probably doesn't help. I'm gonna drink it anyway. So we talk about recovery a lot. I've done several podcasts. I've done several segments here about recovery. But one of the questions came in regard to recovery when it's freezing outside. Move. That's the first thing I can say. Move. Get out of wherever you are that's freezing, right? I'm from upstate New York, so I know about how cold it can get. And like I went to college in Rochester, which is literally like right over the border from Canada, so it can get very, very cold. So when I'm cold and I want to recover, I do things that are going to get me warm, right? So recovery for me can sometimes be active recovery, which includes yoga, Pilates, just stretching in general, things like that. But also taking Epsom salt baths. That's one of my favorite things. I do that before I go to bed a couple times a week. Again, if I have expressed nothing else, I like to multitask. So it helps me to recover and relax and helps me get ready to go to bed. So all of those things at the same time. Like I wouldn't take an Epsom salt bath in the middle of the day because that would make me want to go to sleep, right? So for me, when it's cold out, things that are going to make me warm, that will absolutely help. You know, the reason why I do this segment of coffee to cigars is because cigars help me relax too. It's hard to do cigars when it's cold out because you have to sit outside. So I haven't actually smoked a cigar in a very long time. Necessarily don't have to sit outside, but I also don't want my home or wherever I'm at to smell like cigar smoke either. So I will sit outside to smoke cigars. I won't do it inside. So that is something that I like to do. However, you can't do it when it's cold out. So just anything that can make you warm. If you've got compression boots, you know, sitting in front of a fireplace with your compression boots on, watching TV, something like that will do it. You know, anything. I love fires. As you guys know, if you follow me at all, I love fireplaces. That's like kind of my thing. So sitting in front of a fireplace, doing some body recovery stuff, things like that. That's all things you can do when it's cold. Drinking tea. There's various different supplements like the Calm magnesium supplement. You can drink that, and that's warm. Sit in front of a fire, drink your magnesium, which is similar to taking an Epsom salt bath. Things like that will help you go to sleep too. Just anything that I can do to keep myself warm. So first and foremost, if you're in a cold weather environment, move. That's my best that's my best advice right there. So with that, guys, I think we're going to close out today's segment of Coffee to Cigars. Happy to be back doing this again. I've got my schedule a little bit more predictable now that I've settled in to the Vegas area, as well as going back and forth. I kind of know when my travel is going to be, so I can do more of these segments like this. So if you feel like you have any questions that you'd like to ask me, comment below on this video. You can also DM me, that kind of thing too. I will try. I've got more coffees to try. I will say that this, for me, this Black Cat was not a winner. Sorry, I guess I'm just more of a dog person. But hey, if you like sweet things, go for it. It's just not my thing. I'm still gonna drink this. I don't want it to go to waste. But with that, guys, I'll see you all next time. Bye.